If you're wondering whether or not you should update to the latest Nvidia driver 536.67, then this video is for you. Because in today's video, I'll be comparing 536.67 versus the previous driver 536.40. So sit down, strap in, let's go. Right guys, I decided to make this video a little bit earlier than I normally do because, for one, it looked like the latest driver 536.67 actually gave a bit of a performance uplift, especially in the 1% lows. So I was quite excited to do my benchmarks and see if that was actually accurate, because at the end of the day I do use GeForce Experience to capture my gameplay. I don't have a capture card, so it does tend to skew the results a little bit. And upon inspection, and I'll get to my results just now, there's no performance improvement. In fact, there's a performance decrease. Small, but it's there. So guys, so if you have a look at this video, what you'll notice is that in certain games, the CPU usage is actually higher, as well as there's a temperature increase on the GPU and CPU, ranging from 0 degrees all the way up to 5 degrees. So this latest driver actually does cause a bit of a temperature increase. So that's a big no-no, as well as the performance decrease, which is also a bit of a no-no. And then we're going to go to the GRD Forum, and what you'll notice, I'll put a link to this in the description if you want to read it yourself, but you'll see in the 5 or 6 hours that this driver has been out, it's got tons of issues. I'm not going to go through them. What I will just highlight is the fact that myself, as well as a lot of you, I'm sure, saw that they fixed the increase in DPC latency. So that was great. But if you look a little bit closer, it's only on Ampere-based cards. So it's basically only for 30 series. So Nvidia, the bloody mofos that they are, didn't fix it in any other of the GPUs. So that really sucks. Guys, you can sort of circumnavigate this by going into your browser, going into VLC, going into Discord, and just disabling hardware acceleration. And then if you're on a GTX based system, the only place where you should have a hardware acceleration on is in graphic settings, and just it should only be on here. And this is not for high-end machines. This is for machines with a medium to low-end CPU, medium to low-end GPU. Because I believe in RTX 3060 or 3070 and up, hardware acceleration since the latest drivers actually decreases performance. But most of my viewers are GTX users, so it's probably not an issue for you. So let's get to my results, guys. All my games were tested at medium settings. Where FSR 2.0 or 2.1 was available, I'll put it on the quality setting. This applies for all the games except for Resident Evil 4. I just use a mixture of medium, high, and low because I play that game quite a bit. It's embarrassing. And then also for Returnal, because my laptop is under spec for Returnal, so I put it on the low settings preset with FSR set to balance. Everything else is medium. Guys, I am gonna get a bigger hard drive next week, but at the moment I only have space for the games excuse me, I only have space for the games I currently have on my system. And yeah, so I only have single player games. Your results may vary if you play online multiplayer games, guys. And then also I'm testing on a GTX platform, not on RTX, so your results definitely will vary, especially if you are gaming on an RTX 3060 and up. But at that, let's get to my results. So the previous driver, which I'm a big fan of, because on GTX based systems, it actually is a pretty solid driver. But I believe on RTX 3060 and up, this is a very shitty driver. But anyways, on my system, I add up all the average FPSs over 11 games. It gives me a total FPS count of 775 divided by 11. So my average FPS per game is 70.45. Fantastic driver for me. And then I add up all the 1% lows, and my total FPS or 1% lows over 11 games is 606. divided by 11, so my average 1% lows are 55.09. When I divide the 1% lows by the average FPS, it gives me a stability for this driver of 78.20, which is fantastic. Then on the latest driver, 536.67, when I add up all the average FPSs, I get the same average FPS count as the previous driver, so my average FPS per game is exactly the same. So I did say there's a slight performance decrease. It's not major, but it's there. When I add up all the 1% lows over here, I get a total 1% low of 604. And when I divide that by 11, it gives me a 1% low average of 55. So when I divide the 1% lows by the average FPS, my stability for this driver is still pretty good, 77.94, but it is a step down from the previous driver. And the fact that there are so many issues still found in the previous driver, I in good conscience actually can't recommend updating to the latest driver, 536.67, because as you know, updating a driver entails a lot of admin, a lot of work, and if you're just going to get the same or slightly less performance, what's the point? So guys, not a fan of the latest driver. I wouldn't recommend updating to it. If you're on 528.02 because you play online multiplayer games, recommend you still stay on that driver. If you're on 536.40 because you play single offline games, recommend you stay on there. Latest driver, in my books, is pretty shit. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button. If you have any questions, please hit me up in the comment section. As always, if you're still watching and you haven't subscribed as of yet, now's the time to do so. Guys, enjoy the rest of your evening or morning. Have a good day. It's people like you. Cheers.